以前ならばこの戦況では敗北していたであろう。だがグノーシアとして覚醒した私はもはや無敵よ。
あ、
今
よもやこの私が
What's good, anime enthusiasts? Hope you're all having a fantastic day, as usual, because I'm pretty sure that these characters had a fantastic time in this episode of Gnosia, as this was pretty much... You know what? This is the beach episode in space, but they weren't in swimsuits or bikinis or whatnot. They were just having fun. We get a lot of character dialogue between the characters. We even talk about relationships. We even delve deeper into Setsu's asexuality. We get some crazy character descriptions and reveals. And we get 2 new characters on top of that. There's just so much jam-packed into this episode that if you were not a person who played Gnosia the game, you would feel sort of lost like I did as an anime only watcher. It was good for the first, I want to say like 6-7 minutes, and then all of a sudden so much happened up until the end. I was like, okay, where are we going with this? And essentially what it boils down to, this episode was for the fans. I'm pretty sure there was a lot of references that happened. There are a lot of social events that happened that would have happened in the game that I'm pretty sure all of you Gnosia game fans would love entirely and dearly to your heart. Am I right, JD?
Hey, it's me, top Gnosia head and representative for the fans. Yes, sir, we were eating good today.
Yeah, you're really carrying this review a lot. Well, I could catch up on a few things that have happened in between. I wasn't totally lost, but in a storytelling sense, yes, some things flowed, but at certain times I felt that things were like cut, or like they were like jumping from thing to thing to thing without any breathing. That's just pretty much it. It's not enough to like negatively damper the episode. It was just more like I understood that this is more for the fans, and if you're an anime watcher, you're gonna get a whole bunch of lore and character description dumped onto you.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. I know a lot of people came into this thinking, oh, this is going to be hardcore Werewolf, hardcore Among Us, and most of the episodes we've seen, it has been that specifically, but you can never forget about 2 things. It's even death games are about like the people playing them more so than the game itself, right? And how they like navigate that in each other, right? And the second thing is, for all my game heads, this is still technically good for Yuri so he can fill the silver key. So just relax and enjoy the ride. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I relaxed after I understood what was going on. But you know what? Me being the most critical person out of the both of us, I still have a few certain things to say. But I understand it's a fun episode. Let's just have some fun. Speaking of the first criticism, the dolphin.
My girl told me. Bright and cheery right as soon as you see her.
Send this thing out the airlock immediately. How can this thing speak? How can this thing speak this perfect Japanese? That was like the first few lines of dialogue that it spoke. I was like, why is this thing speaking better than Shigemichi?
This is the smartest dolphin anybody has ever seen, and I am here for it.
Otome, the name of the dolphin, is an intellectualized dolphin, and it does not have feet. It has its own fins, and it gets around on this Segway riding contraption that it controls with its fins or its minds. I don't know. I refuse to go back and check this. It just rides around on something. That's how much I don't like the dolphin. It's not so much. It's not a reasonable hate or whatever. It's just vibes. That's it. It's playful. I'm not like actual mad. It's just, I'm playing. Don't put
Yeah,
me
you
in the
got
stake.
you're getting close. You're getting close. We might have to push you. But no, Otome's just driving around in her little car, asking people if they're okay, making sure everybody's all right before they head to the meeting, right? And you just gotta.
If Otome was in Mario Kart, I'm blue shelling her immediately and throwing green shells at the back of her to make sure she gets in last. Anyway, at the meeting,
Hey, yo, Gnosia DLC soon?
if you play Otome, I am making sure you stay last. I don't care. I got a sandbag. I'm making sure you're getting that stone trophy. All right, let's get back to this. So at the meeting, there's only 8 of us. There's Gina, Stella, Setsu, Shigemichi, Jonas, us, Otome, and a new character. Some dude that's like sitting underneath the table, and he's very not reserved. He's like shy and scared. His name's Remnen, and he stutters a lot, and he's not good at talking. And that's pretty much it about him. I want to say he has like the appearance of a person that really keeps to himself most of the time. And he's like that loner. And they don't do much of him. He just exists. But as we know, there are 2 Gnosia. And then Levi says, hold on, one of you is absent. Huh? There's another person. And the person that's missing is named Shaming. I was like, all right, that's a new character. We don't know them. So Setsu's like, hey, yo, Yuri, come with me. Let's go get Shaming. I was like, all right, let's go. We go through the hallway and we get up to outside his room, which has a do not disturb like spray painted on it. And Shaming as a character. Everybody knows that delinquent one note character that we all see in anime at school, where he's got the pompadour and everything and he talks all big like. That's Shaming. But you don't see what Shaming looks like. You just hear his voice. And you think, dude, this is the most bro guy ever. Womanizer, hitting on Setsu. And I'm like, put this man in a cold sleep already.
You gotta think about it, man. It's my boy, Sha Ming. He is deep in the back of the ship. He has his door fully locked, right? Has do not disturb written on it, right? And has like a little camera at the top of his door so he can see anybody who comes to and fro. And the first thing he says is, bro, just leave me out of it. I don't want to get got by the Gnosia. The alternative is, of course, the whole shit blowing up. So it's like...
Bro is more suspicious not wanting to be in the meeting. And you know what? He even dares them to say, hey, yo, just put me in a cold sleep. If I was there, I'd be like, bet.
Bro, in a heartbeat, if somebody asked, like, oh, just put me in cold sleep, I'm putting them in cold sleep. Okay, free round. Good, no 5 vote. I like it.
Shoot, if Shaming wants to be put in a cold sleep like that every single loop, every single round, Rockyo stats going up.
Yeah, true. Rakio would really appreciate that.
But he is unmoving on even coming out of his room whatsoever. And Levi tells us if no one's put in the cold sleep, that's a breach of contract. This ship going bye-bye. So there's not much anyone can do. And so when we get together and we start discussing what can we do, well, we can try to open up Shaming's door by using a key. And the key ought to be in storage. So we go check out storage, which is owned by Jonas because he owns the ship. And the characters are looking at all of Jonas's antiques. And this is where one of these character stories starts to unfold. Is that Shigemichi starts to get jealous of Jonas with all of his antiques, him being a ship captain, and also Stella just following Jonas around. I'm like, all right, Shigemichi, it ain't that serious. You're all right. You're all right. But Stella tells the others, hey, it's going to take a while getting through this. I'll go find the key. Y'all can go somewhere else and wait. And they're all like, all right, cool. And then we just see a scene of Shigemichi just crashing out, drinking. Just I'm like, what is this episode coming to? What happened to the meeting?
Okay, so first, back inside the storage, right? Everybody was going to help Stella look for it. It was Otome, Yuri, Shigemichi, and Stella all in storage, looking through all the knickknacks. And I believe Yuri tried to approach two things that weren't actually covered by force field, right? There were like two massive containers. And when Yuri tries to go for it, Stella quickly says like, no, please don't do that. Jonas wouldn't like you to touch those, and he'll get a little mad at me if you do it otherwise. So then she sort of politely kicks everybody out of storage. Cut to Shigemichi drinking his sorrows away like he just got off work and he was about to get fired. Just venting to his boys. In the Japanese setting, Gina, bless her soul, is cooking and like serving beer and stuff like that. And it's just so funny, man. Poor Shigemichi. Bouncing in and out of his Casanova voice, like trying to gossip Stella, just begging for her attention.
I just want to point out, if Otome is a Gnosia, they are such an enabler for Shigemichi. Okay, enabler is a bad term to say it, but Otome is like more positive than any other character. Yeah. As far as all this, she is the positivity that comes through as she's like trying to like ask questions from Shigemichi to learn about things. And Shigemichi, he does, tell us why he likes Stella. So when Shigemichi got his artificial skin, he also had the option to digitize his consciousness by cyberization. But he didn't want to do that. And Stella, who was also with him at the time, as they're in the elevator, Stella was like, I'm glad that you didn't get digitized. And then Shigemichi goes like, but them, and he fell in love. And I'm like, bro, you're so shallow. It can't be that serious.
No, sorry. It was so much sweeter than that, Stella was like, if you were digitized, I would have never gotten to meet you. That's just so heartwarming, man. Stella, the kind, good soul, patron of the DOQ.
Yeah, but that doesn't say that Shigemichi just needs to be head over heels for her. Anybody could have said that. Anybody could have said that.
And you know who said it first? My girl stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, me and Otome, we're on the same vibe. We're like, you really gotta just talk to her, Shigemichi. Just gassing him up. You gotta do something, bro.
Yeah, and Shigemichi's like, you know what? Yeah, let's do that. And so they all go out into the hallway. Guess who's in the hallway? It's Stella and Jonas. And we get the key. Or, well, Jonas got the key, but he used it on the door, but the door couldn't open. So they're like, dang, we got to figure out what we got to do, what we can do next. And he kind of moves past. And Shigemichi was like, Stella, and then Stella looks at him and then moves past him. And I'm like, oh, yes. Don't let this man get anything. And then Shigemichi just spins around and is like, Jonas, I challenge you for Stella's freedom. And I'm like, where are we going? What's going on here?
And my guy Jonas, he doesn't miss a single beat. He gets the low shot hanging up. He's over farming, head tilted down. He's like, bet that shit.
And they play a game called WTF Human Farm. And this scene, comedy gold. I'm not gonna lie to you. Even though I didn't know the game or whatever, it is. I was just sitting there stunned, thinking like, what am I watching? As it's like this auto chess kind of game. They do some animations for it, but not too much. And everybody's just gassing up each other. Like they're gassing up Shigemichi as the card game captor person. And then Jonas is like this legendary dude that's played the game. And I'm like, oh my God, we're actually doing this. And then Jonas wins and he stands up and he's gloating and showboating. And then he said, even though that I am a Gnosia. And then and his eyes go red and everybody goes like, huh? What? Slam cut, Jonas cold sleep. Bro, so reported it.
W man, this bro was just like, I never, or I would normally lose these, but now I'm Gnosia and I never lose them. W bands. That's my boy, Jonas.
What is
bro.
going on?
And a normal viewer is probably like Yuri and Setsu, where they're just like, bro, Shikamichi, chill. And aren't you going too fast, bro? What's going on? And then you got guys like Otomo's just like, go, 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 go. And Remman who's just like, bro, we did this. Oh my God, that's crazy. Just hyped up in the chat.
I have never been more like Yuri in any of these episodes that I was in this episode. I am confused.
And the whole thing is edited like I almost want to say Prince of Tennis, where they hit like a shot and they have like an impact frame and it goes like crazy for a second with like massive proportions. It was a great sequence. What the fuck? Human Farm was a great game.
I was like, you know what? This is probably one of those social scenes. I gotta let it go. It was fun. I admit it. But you know,
Rough way to lose his Gnosia though.
I don't even want to talk about it. But Shigemichi did win. So Stella, well, you know, it's kind of funny, right? No, Shigemichi didn't win, but he did. But Stella got free because Jonas got put in the cold sleep. So technically, he did win. And Shigemichi and Stella have a moment in Stella's garden as they're both talking to each other. And Shigemichi confesses, but he says, "Hey, let's just start out as friends." And he has the full bow, everything. And I'm like, you know what? All right, Stella, you got it. Give it to him. And Stella says, no. And I'm like,
Bro, my heart was destroyed. My respectful young man, Shikamichi, had his full head bowed and a handshake out, bro. He wanted to just grow some flowers, bro. Oh my God, all my trauma.
Stella, I was not familiar with your game. You know what? You moved up there. Let's go.
And Stella, she's not cold-hearted about it. She's still apologetic. She's like bowing back and she's just like so sad. Immediate cut to them drinking back in the Japanese-style mess hall. Where Shikamichi cannot catch a win even after catching the Gnosia. Oh no.
It is what it is. And after that, this is where, the anime takes a little bit of a turn as far as explaining a whole bunch of things that have happened. So Yuri and Setsu, they have a one-on-one in like the virtual area. It's related to everything, but for me, this felt like it came out of nowhere. But I understood this is where the situation where Yuri mentions that, man, these relationships between men and women are really complicated. And then Yuri's like, yeah, I agree. And then Stella goes on this, not long, but this...
Wait, Setsu, yo, Setsu.
Wait, who'd I say?
It's Stella.
Oh, shoot, my bad. I'm sorry. Setsu goes on a, not long, but small explanation of her asexuality. Which is why I was like, why is she a man? Why did she say she's not a man or a woman? Like the whole first beginning of the first two episodes. This is why, yeah. She explains it through. It's nicely done. I was like, all right, I get you, Stella. I understand. And then Stella crashes the scene as she gives the duo a letter that Shikimichi wrote. And she tells them, yeah, I'm happy that Shikimichi feels that way that he feels towards me, but I'm sorry, but I can't. And then Stella reveals that she is a humanoid terminal. She's an AI created by Levi. What?
And I'm not gonna say it's genius, because it's even better than that. So Jonas, being like on the very edges of sanity most of the time, can't really comprehend AI, because he was like born and sort of like raised in the time where space travel was just beginning, right? So all this futuristic technology doesn't really like make sense to him. So in an attempt to sort of loosen the barrier, Levi created a human terminal to interact with Jonas and deliver like information through. And that person ends up being Stella. It's so cool. It's really, really cool.
It explains why they said Stella was a combat maid. Yes, she is a maid that we haven't seen combat yet, but it does make sense that Levi was able to, make this AI for Jonas. And it's also the reason why Stella is at Jonas's beck and call the first time that Jonas was set. So that continuity does exist, and I dig that. And Jonas has been confirmed to like been through cold sleep multiple times. I'm like, what are you saving this guy for? I mean, sure, he's a hero, but if you're gonna put him in a cold sleep multiple times, like, what is his true purpose then? Like, what does he have that nobody else has? Experience? Or is there something else deeper?
I think cold sleep specifically for Jonas is about like the passage of time and being able to be alive when he makes it to a destination. Or at least that's what I think. So like cold sleep would be to like keep him youthful, quote unquote. I'm pretty sure, but I have to check on that again.
Even though he's been through cold sleep multiple times, he still beat Shikimichi.
Bro, I'm saying. So is Shikimichi just bad? Can we talk about that? Or is being Gnosia that OP?
No, Gnosia does not give you extra boost to your stats. We can't have that.
I don't know, man. I don't know. He made it sound very convincing.
But with that all revealed, Stella doesn't think she can be in a relationship because she's an AI. She's not human. And Yuri counters this. And this is such a weird reveal that it happened this way. Is that, at some point, I'm not gonna say where, but I've seen you infected by the Gnosia. And then Stella goes like, yeah, I agree. I've seen it too. And I'm like, oh, what? And Stella's like, huh? I don't believe you. Yeah, Stella, if I heard that too, I wouldn't believe you too. You just woke up from the learning system, bud. How do you have you seen me infected by the Gnosia? And then Yuri goes on to say, like, even Ultihime can be affected by the Gnosia. And I believe that you and Ultihime are considered human. Because, back a few scenes ago, we didn't say it, but Ultihime and Yuri were having a moment together as they're talking. The Ultihime just has this, like, little existential crisis of, I am, not a human, but I still have this, like, all these thoughts and everything, and I can speak. And Yuri's like, yeah, I still think you're human. And Ultimate is like, oh, thank you. And now I have to pose this question, right? I really do.
Shoot.
Or like, I propose a statement. Can we really say that Ultihime and Stella are human, even though the Gnosia can affect them? That doesn't say that, yeah, you're human. That just probably say that the Gnosia virus is a lot more complicated. That it can not only infect humans, but it can infect AI systems. It can also infect animals. It's not so much as they're human, it can just literally infect anything, right?
I think, and I'm saying I think because I gotta be sort of agnostic, right? You have the right of it, right? It does contextualize both Gnosia virus and also like the character's place amongst like other actual humans, right? Like their worldview and things like that. Yuri here is being very, very sweet, right? Or to Stella, saying that you think you cannot be loved by anybody because you are a computer terminal, but us, since you can become Gnosia, you must in some way be human, and that Stella shouldn't restrict herself to like acting any sort of way towards anybody and not indulging Shikimichi's feelings if she does feel that way. I think if you really do put the logic on it, that doesn't fit, but
I mean, it's
anime.
it's
such
anime.
a sweet sentiment.
It's anime in general. You can't really like put logic to anime, otherwise like the veil, the fantasy like falls apart. I get it, I understand. It's just like, hey Yuri, don't say that she's human when she's not, okay?
No, seriously.
Don't give the
I mess with
dolphin,
that. I believe in this parent.
don't give the dolphin any more gas than it already has. We need to make it crash.
Hey, low key, I'm not gonna lie to you. This is spoilers, but Otome is gonna wreck shit. Nobody's ready for Otome, bro.
Oh man. But it is a nice moment to where Stella like understands the message being given. Next scene got the reference of this. They made the scene into like the school setting to where they're in the classroom and Stella answers Shigemichi's feelings. And then Shigemichi is like, yay! And she dodges out of the way and is like, but like you said, we're gonna start off as friends.
It's so cute, man. I love it. Okay. I have never gotten this event ever in any of my Gnosia runs, and I wanted it so bad forever. So seeing it for the first time on screen is just like a dream come true. And then the second thing is, I love that Yuri asked Levi to make the setting into like a good romance area, right? And Stella is an extension of Levi, and Levi and Stella both end up choosing the school setting.
They've been watching too many
I
visual
love
novels.
it, bro. Yes, exactly. Levi and Stella are canon nerds, and I love it.
But we can't on a sweet note in Gnosia. We gotta have something terrible or like shocking to end on. We get back to Sha Ming. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Hold on. First. Warp happens. Gina gets assassinated. We come back to the meeting room and we're like, yeah, Sha Ming ain't there. Let's go get the guy. So we go to Sha Ming and Otohime is with us this time. And I don't have a lot of notes written on this, but what it boils down to is Setsu guilt trips Sha Ming into coming out, as well as backed up by Otohime saying that she is human and referring back to her backstory as there is a doctor, Dr. Fukishio, as I remember it, that helped Otohime's initialization, and with the combined effort between the two of them, they are able to get Sha Ming to come out of his room with a pipe. Who is this guy? I don't like him anymore. Bro he does not, his voice does not fit his character. I'll say that.
Okay. So there's a lot to say here. This is only like the last 5 minutes of the episode too, which is interesting, right? So let's start from the top. To Gnosia the whole time, right? So figuring out Jonas on the first day is actually incredible that he self-ends, because you need to have a cold sleep once every meeting, right? So Sha Ming being in the back and then like doing all this pause thing and then ending up with Jonas as a free eviction anyway is like amazing luck, right? So the next day they try to like get him out, and I adore this scene of like getting Sha Ming to come out of his room, because the other thing is that the ship is not going anywhere it needs to go until all the Gnosia are gone. So Otome appeals to like, hey, I would really like to go back to my loved ones. It would be good if you participated in meetings. And Zetsu, my goat, king of the ship, queen of the ship, whatever you want to call her, she's like, if you don't want to do this, just throw yourself out of the airlock, please, right? So that we can at least get moving, right? And my guy, Sha Ming, I don't really know which one brings him out more, right? Otome says, oh, that's a really kind person, right? When he comes out. So you'd think it'd be her, but I wonder if he has that sort of like sense of responsibility that like brings him out, even though he's patently and observably very selfish, man.
Do not want to be his friend.
What? You don't want to be friends with Sha Ming?
Nope. We can agree to
My
disagree.
guy's got glasses and goggles on his head, you know?
I got glasses. I don't have goggles, but I'm a better guy than he is.
Damn.
Nah, but he does come out. He spouts some things. He doesn't like Yuri for some odd reason. But as he's moving down the hallway, the others kind of note that, oh, that pipe. He used his pipe to block the door the whole entire time. They couldn't get him out of the room because he just had a pipe there. All right, I guess go off, King. I don't know.
W, man.
And then as he's walking away, you know, he looks over his shoulder and he says, "You really should have just you know, sent me out to put me in the cold sleep in the beginning, like I said. And then he reveals himself as the Gnosia as his eyes go red. And I'm like, why are we self-reporting so easily?
Okay. There's so much here. Because, okay, this whole episode is about, like, who can extend humanity to each other, like empathy and stuff like that, right? You have Stella, you have Otome, you have the Gnosia themselves, right? And I think, why do the Gnosia give up, right? You have some who will be like Rakio, who will, like, go to the ends of the earth just to live like one more round, right? And pull like some crazy guardian angel play. And then you'll have guys like Chippy, like Jonas, like Xiaoming, who will like give up or just accidentally self-reveal. And you remember that Gnosia, they're still invariably themselves, even while they're Gnosia, right? Like Chippy said when he cold sleeped himself. So does Sha Ming just not give a fuck if he's like the last one remaining? Or does he not give a fuck the whole time? Because even at the beginning of the episode, he said, hey, just cold sleep me. It's cool. Just vote and cold sleep me and I'll come out. And the only reason they didn't was because he wasn't at the meeting with them. It's so interesting. It's so cool.
So here's the thing with Sha Ming being the Gnosia this round. Sha Ming is in a very interesting and powerful position as a Gnosia, if he was. Because on day one, because he was in his room the whole entire time, and he dared the others like put him in a cold sleep, even if he was Gnosia or not, you're probably hesitant to even put him in the cold sleep in the first place, because on the off chance he was human, you would be going into day two. We go from 9 to 8, then somebody's assassinated, now you're down to 7, now you're 5 against 2 in a very precarious situation. So you kind of want Sha Ming to be in there. So it's very lucky that they actually got Jonas out on day 1 through anime shenanigans. But that's it as all it is. But even if Jonas got outed on day 1, now we're down to 8. Person gets assassinated. Now we're down to 7, so it's 1 against 6. 1 against 6. Sha Ming is still in a very good position because nobody knows who the Gnosia is. And we literally spent the whole entire day just having fun. So now Sha Ming can like either stay in his room, or actually now he can just come out and do whatever he wants. Get somebody voted out that day. We go down to 6. He gets someone assassinated. Now we're down to 5. 1 against 4. His odds are still there. And if he cooks, you know, now we're down to 4. Get someone assassinated out. Now we're down to 3. 1 against 2. 1v1. Hey, he might have gotten it. Who knows? Also, there were no special roles in this loop as well. So this is just all pure social skill at that point. I don't know. Maybe Sha Ming is low-key goated, but he is high-key an idiot.
Hey man, I'm not gonna lie to you. Bro started the episode by saying, hey Setsu baby, you wanna come give me a kiss? I think he's cooked social. I don't think he's got that shit so long as Setsu's alive.
Nah, I hear you. But yeah, if the person infected as a Gnosia are still as they are, I guess the reveals are more. He did give up, but there wasn't a reason for him to give up. Maybe it is kind of like the way that you kind of posed it, being that if the actual person themselves does not care, then the Gnosia probably takes on that aspect of saying, I don't care, put me in the cold sleep. But that poses into question of the Gnosia's like primal instinct of being enemies against humanity. They should, I guess in my headcanon, do as much as they possibly can, whether at the deficit or not, to cause as much chaos as possible to eliminate humanity or take control. That's my whole spiel. It's a nitpick at the end of the day, but yeah, got to put in some like social tactics in a beach episode, you know.
No, definitely. And I really do want to highlight that point about saying you should at least try your best to like continue the game and not just like fold, right? And in any like gaming circle, I'm always going to talk about Werewolf Blood on the Clock Tower during these things. If you don't at least try and you give up, some storytellers, they'll just axe you off, they'll kill you, right? And I wonder if not for that like human element of either not caring or not even wanting to be Gnosia, how many of these loops we would actually have. Like, how many Gnosia are just Gnosia because they have a teammate who is willing to be Gnosia, right? All that to say, I can't wait I really want to see what the Gnosia side looks like. I don't even care if it's like from Yuri's POV or like Setsu's POV. I just want to see it. I need to understand what these guys are going through.
I kind of wonder if the Gnosia infected actually talk to each other outside of these meetings, or is it more of like a telepathy kind of thing to where they can talk to each other through their minds and they don't have to meet to set up these like scenarios? Or are they actually just going off instinct to where we need to eliminate humanity? I'm gonna do this thing. You got my back, bro? Yeah, I got your back. All right, let's get it. You know?
No, yeah, there's just so much to think about.
You wanna know what's not so much to think about? Remnan.
Oh my god! Wait, who? I don't remember that being a person. Maybe like a remnant of my imagination.
Bro showed up like for real twice. I want to say had less than 10 lines, probably 5. What was the point of introducing him into this episode if he wasn't gonna have a major role anyway, right? The only thing we know about Remnan is that he came from an AI planet, if I remember that correctly, or is AI or
Yes.
like AI was like very big on this planet,
Exactly right.
and then that's it. He likes to hide under tables. He can't talk that
He
much.
likes a lot of those cool video games that Jonas and Shigamichi were playing.
Yeah, cool. We can go next.
And I think even at the beginning of the meeting, Jonas was like, "Young man, who are you?" And Stella had to remind Jonas, he's actually been with us for a long time, Jonas. So like they have history, Jonas, Stella, and Remman, right? That triangle was made, but he's so much of like a ghost presence that it became his defining feature in the first episode he's featured in.
Let's see if he'll remain a ghost this whole entire season. Probably not, because Gary's got to have a one-on-one with everybody, like a true heart-to-heart one-on-one. That's what I see at the end of it, is that he's gonna get into each loop as like the final thing he needs to learn about them is to have the the proverbial we hug it out, you are my best friend, or you are my lover. I see Yuri getting into like a relationship with each and every person on the ship in one way or another, whether it be boyfriend, girlfriend, yandere, marriage stuff, to where oh my god, that would be so cool if one of the female Gnosia were so into Yuri that they would assassinate whoever got close to Yuri that day. And then Yuri had to figure out, oh, this person really likes me. They're also Gnosia. Should I vote them out, or should I let them continue their rampage? Because I need to learn about them.
That's great. That's so cool, actually. And you saw it once with Stella already, right? Stella had that sort of vibe with Yuri, right? Oh, God. Oh, I should say, we have now met everybody who's going to be on the crew. That's everybody on the OP, so there's no more spoilers from me.
Yep. That is,
so,
in fact, everyone.
Which means we're going to have a full crew soon. I can't wait to see the first full crew loop. It's going to be so cool.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of people. I'm going to be guessing 3 Gnosia, and then a whole bunch of every single role is going to be intact. That probably might be like the final few episodes, right? That's my prediction. I'm shooting my shot on that. Is that we'll say 5 episodes is like the big day. There's every single person, every single crew member, every single role, 3 Gnosia. It's go time, baby. Setsu's not gonna be like helping us at all. It's all Yuri solo. Let's go.
Oh God, that's gonna be the proving ground for sure. I can't wait to see how Yuri handles it. From what I'm seeing out of them so far, they're like a mix between like good intuition and logic, which is like pretty standard for a build. But I wonder like how much of that empathetic angle is like gonna take over the logic for Yuri, because Yuri, as we've seen, is pretty emotional so far, right? They're very like empathetic and like caring. I wonder how that's gonna play into their like full crew loops.
I think you have to be. And I think that's how Yuri was molded into be, because his mission is once again to learn about these people as much as possible to fill this silver key. So by just interacting with everyone, he's gonna be sympathetic, empathetic, up to the point to where each and every single person matters a lot, whether they survive, be assassinated, or put in a cold sleep. I don't think I could handle that, to be honest. I would need a balance of caring but also not caring, which is why I'm sending that Dolphin and Sha Ming and Shi Michi into cold sleep frame 1, or I'm assassinating them frame 1.
Oh no, my poor guys.
Notice how I didn't say Jonas. Maybe this episode put me a little bit on him. I don't know.
I'm saying, man, everybody should love Jonas, bro. That's my guy.
EV
Honest man. He even self-reported himself as Gnosia after winning a game. What a good homie, I'm saying.
If he touches Cuckoo's hair again, he's going back down.
Oh my God. Free my man Jonas from these allegations, bruh.
No, Prince Assassin's gonna be right behind him. Oh, but that is it, folks. That is it for Gnosia episode 7, beach episode in space. How did you all like it? Comment down below your favorite part. Also, do not comment why Shigemichi was caked up during like the first 5 minutes. We did not need to see that. I am emotionally scarred for the rest of this season. I cannot unsee it.
Man, Shigemichi's gotta have something, man. If he's getting put up against Yuriko in one loop and getting like instantly called out in the next loop, I think he deserves to have that ass. That's all I'm saying.
He has his little investigation radar gun that can tell him the salt levels of food. That's all he needs. He doesn't need anything else. He's got the deep Casanova voice whenever he wants to do that. He's got get out of here. With that, y'all, I hope everyone is having a good day, night, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. And I hope your day is just a little bit better than it already is, especially after watching this episode. With that, we'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.
See y'all outside of cold sleep.